So my name's Hayley. I am the accountancy director at Hive Business. So I've worked with dentists for about 14 years now. So part of it is kind of explaining the business world and kind of the tax regime really. So most young dentists kind of going into self-employment have previously just been employed, so their tax is calculated for them, it's kind of deducted from their pay. But there's now a whole lot of regulations that they've got to meet and a lot of pitfalls they can fall into as well. So the first step is helping them register, letting them know how their tax is calculated, giving them estimates so they make sure they're saving the right amount, when payment deadlines are, when they need to submit things. But probably more than that, in that we want to kind of give some commercial education as well. A lot of associates, for instance, when you kind of first start talking to them, so they understand that their pay is calculated on a percentage, so it's kind of really important to kind of get as high a percentage as they can. But the world's got a little bit more complex now, so kind of 10 years ago 50% pay rates were the norm, they're coming down. But that doesn't mean that the associate's necessarily taking home any less. So for instance, you'd rather get paid 40% of 20,000 than 45% of 10,000. So a lot of practice owners actually that introduce sliding scales and have the lower pay rates are to incentivise their associates to increase their gross income. So because they're trying to incentivise their associates, they've also got to keep up their end of the deal. So they usually invest heavily in growth and marketing to make sure that that associate's got a nice full book basically. Giving them all the tools that they need to grow and develop and increase their income. We work with dentists throughout their career, but we work a lot with kind of newly qualified associates, and we found that they're usually very busy. They're spending a lot of time in clinics, so we were trying to make a way of condensing all the really important information they needed and representing it in a kind of digestible manner that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be on the phone to us all the time when they're in clinic. So we developed the Associates Club, which gives access to the different specialists that we've got at Hive. So we've got tax experts, we've got business consultants, and we've got obviously accountants too. But what it does is it's an online portal that they can work through with a series of videos and exercises for them to educate them on things like what is self-employed, should I incorporate into a company, how does that affect my tax, okay I've got a company, how do I run it. So obviously one element that's important to associates is how much gross income they're generating, what their take-home pay is. But what we've developed the Associates Club for is also to ensure that they're retaining as much of that income that they're taking home. So really making sure their tax positions optimise. So as an employee, you really don't kind of have many options at all. You're taxed at a certain rate. But if you're self-employed, you quickly have options to optimise your position. So it might be that you set up a limited company, that there are kind of tens of thousands of tax savings a year that can be made. So it's really important that we take time to educate people so that they understand what their options are, and then kind of really extracting every kind of last pound out of it. HMRC have really kind of screwed down the tax regime over the last 10 years. Especially for small business owners, and you might think that as an associate you're not a business owner, but you are your business. You have income, you have expenses, and you have opportunity to optimise how much tax you pay on that.